Are we recording?
We're recording. Oh. That's recording. Sorry,
Awesome
slippery
start.
fingers, Peter.
Welcome to Terrifyingly Beautiful, the super professional podcast. I'm Kevin O'Connell.
God. We just talked about this last podcast. I'm so afraid of the opening. I'm so uncomfortable for the first
Say your name.
I'm David Robert.
There you go.
Oh my God, Kevin. Okay, this is a great start.
I know. Welcome to episode 12.
Yeah, 12.
12. We are now one for every month.
Well, we've only been out for 8 weeks, though.
I know, but you can listen to one every month.
No, you want to listen to all. We want to binge listen.
Listen to all of them every day of every month.
Okay. Well, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
We're recording on the end of the week now, so
yes.
And I'm a little less stressed.
Yeah, me too. Friday afternoons are always kind of cool for me.
Love the weekend.
All
right, so bullshit out of the way first.
Yeah.
Send us your stories about your anxiety at terrifyinglybeautiful@gmail.com. And follow us on social media, TerrifyinglyB on Instagram and Twitter.
That was way smoother than last time.
I know, right?
You couldn't remember our handle. Yeah. And then we have a website.
Yes.
Terrifyinglybeautiful.com.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, show notes. We have that demonic bear that we're trying to get rid of still.
Yeah. Please keep sending in your names for the bear.
Yeah, please. And we'll do a shout out pretty soon when we get our names.
Yes. And if you give us a donation of, let's just make a number, $500, we will donate it to a mental illness charity, and we will burn the bear and record it and put it on Facebook.
Oh my God.
We'll release the spirit.
Yeah. Where though? Doesn't the spirit jump into someone's body?
Oh.
I don't want the spirit.
We'll do it in a crowd.
Oh my God.
We'll find a parade that's going by and just throw the burning bear into it and be like, good luck, motherfucker. Well, 4th of July is coming up. Perfect.
Bring it to a nursing home.
Oh, that's good.
You're going to die anyways.
Right, and then it's just going to jump into the next elderly folk.
Well, okay. Well, it's not my problem anymore.
Wow.
Sorry.
We just started a horror movie.
That is probably already a movie.
Yes. Today, since it is the weekend, we've graduated to Tito's and Seltzer.
Oh, it's Tito's?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. If you hear the ice clanking around, sorry, but yeah.
It's the best cheap vodka around, I think.
It's cheap?
Yeah. It's inexpensive.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's called Tito's. You can't get a lot of money for that name.
It's called Tito's, not Tato's.
Tito's.
Yeah, Tito's. Is it from Texas?
I think it does say something about Texas on the bottle.
It's from Texas, I believe, yeah.
I get so excited as I'm pouring it, I can't read the bottle.
I don't know. I always default to Kettle One for some reason. I'm not even sure why, but after the first drink, it all tastes the same.
That's true. Good vodka is not supposed to taste like anything.
What do you mean?
It's true. Good vodka is not supposed to have any taste whatsoever.
Well, yeah, like Grey Goose.
Yeah.
I love when it's frozen and it comes out so thick and syrupy. It's delicious.
All right, and we're alcoholics. Welcome. Yeah, so this podcast is about anxiety, not about alcohol.
Yeah, not binge drinking. But
I want to talk about what stressed me out this week. And it's not really something that stressed me out. It is more of something that I expressed my fear about, and you poo-pooed it. And it's happened to someone we know.
I poo-pooed it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I talked about my fear of going to the ATM and not getting the correct amount of money, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so that exact thing did not happen, but I had a friend contact me. She didn't do it through the website or anything. She contacted me, my friend Tanya. She said, you need to stop talking about things on the podcast because they're coming true.
Oh, boy.
I said, what happened? So she owns her own business and she goes to deposit the money into the account that she makes, right?
Yeah.
So she has the envelope full of money and goes to put it into the ATM, and she goes, and then I hear like a crunching sound.
Oh, boy.
It started eating the money that she was putting in and then started spitting it back out to her, like
all torn up?
Torn up and chewed.
What?
Yeah. And then there's people lining up behind her and she does not know what to do.
Well, first of all, I'd be terrified that, half your deposit's now destroyed.
That's what happened.
And how do you prove it?
Yeah. So she, I guess they review the footage, but, it's way more high tech than we think, but it got taken care of for her.
Oh my gosh.
But she was like, you bastard. I never thought anything would happen.
Oh God. Sorry, Tanya.
She's fine.
Okay.
So how about you?
Well, also just consistent with you, if you recall back maybe 5 episodes ago, we talked about the eye worms. And I just sent you that article via text message today because randomly on Huffington Post, they had an article about loiasis, some guy had
that's the
eye worm.
The term that
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, so things are happening.
I think they probably listen to our podcast and
I have a fear of winning the lottery. I have a fear of winning the big jackpot.
Really?
Well, I want it to come true if things are coming true.
I was like, please win that so we can stop doing this. Goodness.
Okay, so what stressed me out? Okay, well, this seems really petty, but you know what? Fuck it. It brings me a lot of stress. It is 2017.
It is.
Please someone explain to me why there are pockets of no Wi-Fi signal.
Oh, I was like...
Yeah. There is a area near my house, so when I'm driving and I'm listening to a podcast.
This is more annoying than stressful, right?
It's stressful because what's more stressful than actually having your podcast cancel out and you have to wait like 15 minutes for it to refresh or
buffering. When something's buffering.
I mean, oh my God, don't. I mean, I pay a fortune for my internet and I also pay a fortune for my cell plan. I should not have uninterrupted service.
I agree.
And that map you see, on these, major providers of Wi-Fi, and they have like, it tells you like 99.9% of America is covered. Well, I'm sorry.
That new one says, would you want to pay more for less than a 1% difference? And I was like, if it's 1% of a trillion, then yes.
And what's the odd of the 0.01% being in Warwick, Rhode Island?
No, like I can get it. You're in Wyoming and you don't have cell service, right?
It drives me insane.
Yeah.
I just don't, there's no excuse for it. I mean, I have been in like sub-Sahara Africa and had a bigger signal
really?
In the U.S. Yeah.
Huh. Did they just strap like a Wi-Fi router onto a lion?
Into a giraffe.
So listen, AT&T and Verizon, is T-Mobile still a thing?
They're around.
You're still out there? Just raise all the forests and put up cell towers. Thanks.
Well, why do they have to have towers? Why can't we have a satellite?
Is that how cell technology works? I think it's towers. They got to ping it
oh my God.
So I can solve murders.
You're going to solve murders?
Yeah, that's how they...
triangulation?
Yeah, that's how they tell where people were. Although I learned that they can only tell where people weren't, not where they were.
Well, it's also...
Thanks, Serial.
It's also kind of... Oh, yeah. But that's right, on Serial. But it gives you a ballpark. They can't say you were at this exact GPS location. It says like you were between like the Target and the Walgreens.
Yeah, spoiler alert, I was at the Target. I'm always at Target.
Yeah, watching that kid suck on the handle.
I know. I actually get like a little bit of like anxiety if I don't go to Target once a week. I feel like they miss me.
I can't recall the last time I was in a Target.
I love that store. It's very calming to me.
I don't like shopping.
Really?
No.
Oh, God, I adore shopping. Look how much shit I have.
I love the fact that you shop. I can just kind of pilfer off of what you're buying. Yeah. But
you don't ever need to buy a board game. I'll always have it.
Absolutely.
Video games, I'll have it.
Yep. Singlets?
Sometimes.
It's a whole other side story there. But
yeah.
So I just, honestly, it's 2017. We should not have like pockets of no signal, no Wi-Fi. It's ridiculous.
Do you also feel like the longer, and I'm sure this is a technological thing, the longer you own your cell phone, the quicker the battery drains?
Oh, God, yeah.
My battery will go from 100% down to 30 in less than an hour.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I have the 7 Plus iPhone, and when I first got it, maybe it's just because I'm using it more, but I'm on the phone all the time. I'm one of those people who I'm like addicted to the phone. But I'm not downloading
Tune in
movies.
Next episode, David.
Oh, really?
It has to do with cell phones. My next episode.
I'll be zero used to you because well,
the next one after this one, you already know what the next topic is.
So a quick side story. Remember how a couple episodes ago I referenced Dust and His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman?
Yes, and I had no idea what that was.
Well, you should look it up. It's a great series. So in the book, there is a concept. So each sort of human has a demon. It's not a bad thing, though.
You and fucking demons. Every episode.
It's a spirit animal that actually follows and protects you. It follows you along.
Well, then that's not a demon.
It's spelled Daemon, but it's actually used in a good sense.
Like Matt Damon?
Yeah. So
Matt Damon is my spirit animal.
So the whole point here was, and it can morph into different animals depending on your mood, right? So, so my cell phone really is my demon. Like I can't be more than like 5 feet away from it, and I have a panic attack.
Your cell phone is your spirit animal.
Well, it is now. Actually, my spirit animal is the blue heron.
What? The blue heron? Did you make that up, or was this told to you?
No. Well, your spirit animal is the animal that when you are in crisis or you are looking for some kind of spiritual guidance, it just appears randomly. And so a blue heron always appears when I'm stressed out.
Okay.
In multiple locations, not all the same location.
I don't even know that I know what one looks like.
It's a big bird with long legs, and it has it's a bird.
Okay. I didn't know they were around here. Mine's a seagull. They're always around.
Oh my God, Kevin.
No, they're always, honestly. Seriously.
You live near the beach. Of course,
I know, but I will tell you stories about seagulls someday.
Okay. Pete's is a turkey. He hates when I say that, but he's getting
getting
in the most random times, these turkeys come out of nowhere. It's like, oh my God, Pete. So I think Pete's is a turkey.
Okay.
What's Jesse's? Do we know?
I don't know. Probably something small.
Yeah.
He's
Tootie.
tiny.
Tootie.
Oh yeah, Tootie is definitely his spirit animal. She's with us today on the Britney Spears pillow.
She is, and she's sound asleep.
Yeah, she's covering Britney's face today.
Oh,
good for her.
Good for her.
I still haven't posted a picture of that picture. Oh, I think I did.
You did.
I did on Instagram.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. All right, so today is your topic.
Oh boy. Okay. I actually was going back and forth on this because I have two topics that are not really like closely related, but they have a lot of things in common.
Okay.
And I was kind of debating which one to start with, but
you should put a pin in it, and we should just pause for our commercial. Put a pin in it.
A pin?
You never heard that statement?
No.
It's like put a pin in it, like hold on to it for a second.
Okay.
So hold on.
Kevin.
What, David?
Summer's almost here.
Oh, I know.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah, no Cheetos, just Speedos.
No.
Yeah, you got to look good in those things. They're tiny.
Kevin, skincare products.
Oh, that's true.
The sun's brutal on the skin, right?
It is.
Yeah. And so what I do is go to 1ambbeauty.com.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have everything on that place to make your bad skin already look better. They have preventative stuff, wrinkle creams, everything you could imagine is on that website.
Masks, moisturizers, cleansers, exfoliants.
If you look that bad, just get like a full mask.
A whole body mask.
And just wear it all the time.
But seriously, I mean, you should go to 1ambbeauty.com.
Yeah, they're offering Terrifyingly Beautiful listeners 25% off. They just have to use one simple word.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm glad they didn't use terrifying. If you don't go there, you could look terrifying.
Yes, but you want to be beautiful.
Correct. 1ambbeauty.com.
Promo code beautiful.
Beautiful. Let's just pretend we're back now. Ready? Hey, we're back. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the commercial.
So, David, what were you saying about your topic?
Oh my God, you're on a roll today.
I know.
So my topic is, and it's a true phobia.
Okay.
Is
of yours?
No, you'll hear it in a minute. It's actually pretty common.
Okay.
It is my fear of enclosed spaces, so claustrophobia. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always had it, and
I just helped someone with it 2 days ago.
You
honestly.
did, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
I'll tell it later.
I actually was doing a lot of research on this, and well, first of all, it's a very common phobia. So some studies have said that anywhere from 5 to 10% of the global population has some form of severe claustrophobia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But only a small percentage actually get treated for it, right? So we just live with it or avoid enclosed spaces. But so just a little bit of background here. So for many people, it's triggered like in elevators.
That's my story. So I will put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that.
How do you not know that?
I never heard of that.
It's a real thing.
I've heard of putting pins in dolls, like we want to torture somebody.
Voodoo.
Okay.
Put a voodoo in that.
Or acupuncture pins, like put it in your
I will never have that done.
Why?
No, because it's not real science, first of all, and why would you knowingly put needles in yourself?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I always think like, okay, so let's say you get like the 100 needles put in you, and then all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off.
That's happened in
and you have to like roll over, and all the needles like poking into you. It's like, what the fuck? No, so
yeah, no,
yeah,
no. Sorry, I totally interrupted your train of thought there.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So, and others get, I'm not that claustrophobic around elevators. I can do pretty well at elevators, but what really gets me riled up, a couple of things. One is I cannot be in the back seat of a 2-door car.
Oh.
Like, because there's like no way out.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you have problems with exits. That's their problem with basements.
Well, okay, so in my research,
prison's going to be tough for you.
Oh my God. No, they have it's open gates, isn't it? The bars are all opened up. So
you'd probably be super popular in prison too.
Kevin, you have no idea. I can't explain to you are you claustrophobic?
I'm not, unless something is touching my face. So if the place I'm in, like if something ever touched my nose, and I'm doing that with my hand right now, then I would freak out. But otherwise, like I can be, I was gonna say trapped in a closet, like R. Kelly. Did you ever see those videos?
No.
Trapped in the Closet?
No.
Oh, it's like a 4-hour long music video, and it's amazing.
Really?
Oh yeah, we'll have to watch it sometime.
Okay.
But I've actually seen you like trapped in a coffin-like structure in an escape room.
I was going to mention that story too. Yeah. So Kevin and I did an escape room. Where was it? Here? Or was it?
It was in Sweden.
In Sweden, and there was a element in the room where somebody had to jump into a coffin. We had to close the lid. I don't know what possessed me.
And I said, just get in there real quick. I'm sure there'll be something with blacklight that you can read.
As soon as the door closed, I was like, oh boy,
but it closed and it locked.
It locked.
We couldn't open it up.
But luckily, the side panel burst open immediately, and I was able to roll out because I would have had a heart attack.
Yeah, that would have really dampened the mood.
Yeah,
I still would have completed the room.
Yeah. So, well, what's interesting about claustrophobia is it's actually two fears, and so therapists who are treating patients who have this phobia try to separate out the two fears. The first fear is the fear of restriction.
Oh, so I was thinking Santa Claus. The fear of Claus and the fear of Troll. Sorry. So the fear of restriction.
So if you can't let's say you were in the building upon your last episode around the bridge fear, right?
Yeah.
In your trunk of a car.
Okay.
That would be a worst case scenario for me because you can't sit up. You can't lift your arms. You can't move your legs. You're like in a fetal position. That's a huge fear, part of the claustrophobia.
Straight jacket?
Yeah. The second fear is the fear of like running out of air or suffocating, right? So
valid.
Very different, right? And so they try to tease those two things out and treat them separately, which is interesting.
You researched this.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Well, I thought like, how common is claustrophobia? And I realized, wow, 10% of the population is a pretty significant percent.
When you name phobias that people have, it's like heights, closed spaces. Those are always come right up.
Yeah. I mean, so a couple of things. So the only way I can describe to you how serious this is for me, I can't even be on the bottom during sex and I get claustrophobic.
Oh, wow.
But I can't be on the top because I'm afraid of heights too, so I kind of have to have sex like side by side. But
you must be real amazing in the sack.
Oh yeah, it's a ton of fun. Yeah.
Do you yell, I'm scared?
No, but well, yeah.
Let's not go there.
There's so many stories there, but I'm dead serious. I cannot be on the bottom.
So what? Wow.
Yeah, I get like squished and claustrophobic, and then no way, no. Ideally, I'd like to have sex in like a wide open, no furniture in the room with like
a mossy field.
Perfect. Perfect.
How do you feel about sleeping bags then? You must not enjoy those.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sleeping bags. Well,
they're pretty
first
restricting.
of all, I mean, that would involve camping usually, and I don't really go camping.
Fuck that shit. No.
Yeah, there's like bugs and bears. No fucking way.
I did it once, and that was plenty.
My idea of camping is like, cracking the windows open in your bedroom.
I know.
Yeah, no way.
I camped once. I had no caviar on my plate. It was terrible.
I went camping. Remember I told you the story? We got pulled over by the police with a black tar, Mexican heroin.
Camping on a dare once because my friends were like, we're going camping. I'm going to really like you to come. You can stay at a bed and breakfast. And I said, well, why do you say that? She goes, well, I feel like camping's not your thing. And I was like, oh, really?
Why'd you say that? Yeah.
And she was right, but I had to prove her wrong, and I was miserable for 2 days.
Oh, God. Yeah.
They don't tell you about the condensation on the inside of the, nylon tent. It's disgusting.
Or you have to lift your body off the ground on an air mattress, because
you have to put a tarp underneath it.
Yeah. You get hypothermia.
The world's disgusting.
And then you're lying in the tent, right? First of all, there's camping, at a campground where you have 90,000 other people who are camping. So all you hear is conversations and stuff.
Snoring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or you are in the middle of nowhere where you're lying in bed or lying in your tent and you hear twigs snapping.
And that's a bear.
And you're like, what the fuck is that? Right? Like Blair Witch coming to get me. So no, there's nothing appealing about that at all.
Would like to be in an RV. Would you get claustrophobic in an RV?
No, actually, Pete and I were just talking about this the other day. We were, when we retire, we'd love to rent an RV and just kind of see the country.
I want to drive an RV from Rhode Island to Dollywood. I think that'd be a fun vacation.
I've been to Dollywood before.
Yeah?
Years ago.
Can't come.
Yeah. And when you drive in, you kind of drive I'm not sure if it's the same now, but you kind of drive under this big bust of Dolly Parton.
Oh.
It's like the welcoming gate. It's
Yikes.
hilarious.
All right.
I love Dolly Parton. But anyway, back to claustrophobia. So can't be in the backseat of a two-door car. I feel like I'm trapped.
Neither can Dolly Parton.
Yeah, apparently.
Not a lot of room.
So I actually changed my will to be cremated because the thought of spending eternity in a closed box under the ground is just too much for me to bear.
Well, you don't have any consciousness, so it doesn't matter.
How the fuck do you know, Kevin? How do you know?
Right, I've never died, but I'm pretty sure that... So you're saying everyone who's buried knows they're like, okay. Can't even go there.
I know that there's some advancements on like, embalming people and shit. And back in the day, they just threw you into a ditch, but there were reports of like people who were exhumed and there were scratches on the inside of their coffin.
The second they embalm you, that would kill you. They remove all your blood.
How do you know this?
Oh boy. So you'd rather be burned alive. Well, that would be quicker.
I'm afraid of being burned too. I'm afraid of like burning to death.
Did you see that Ryan Reynolds movie where he's in the coffin for an hour and a half?
I can't. I mean,
I actually really liked it, but it was like a full blown. And I am not claustrophobic, but that movie should be called Claustrophobia: What It Feels Like, starring Ryan Reynolds.
I couldn't even So it was a movie. One of my favorite horror movies called The Descent. Oh yeah, where the ladies go into the cave in like West Virginia, whatever,
with those white, like,
and they're like
people
climbing through the small like crevices of the rock formations. I was like, no way.
Yeah, 13 hours. James Franco.
Oh yeah, no, he bit his arm off or something. Or no.
I don't think he bites it off.
He cuts it off like a jackknife. It's the same thing. So I recall being really young, and my brother would lock me in the closet like to torture me, or being my brother, right? And I'd be like so panicked because you're in the closet, all this shit in the closet, and there's no way out.
Is that why you came out of the closet?
Yeah. Oh my god, it's been 21 years in the closet. I don't know how I did that. That's probably where my fear came from.
I see. None of this bothers me. Like,
but I have a funny story to share.
I love a good game of hide and seek. You know that.
Oh well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
so you have a funny story about your claustrophobia?
I do.
Okay, bring it on.
So I won't tell me how many years ago, but it was a lot of years ago. I was probably in my mid-teens, and I was at my friend's house. It was the summertime, and she had a cousin who was maybe 2 years older at the time. So maybe she's like 16, 17.
Okay.
I was probably 13, 14 at the time. And I was a late bloomer. I had no idea what sex was. I had no clue.
How old were you?
Like 13, 14. No clue.
I learned from Red Shoe Diaries on Cinemax.
Kevin, you realize that when I was in 6th grade, somebody said, "Oh, somebody has a condom," and they threw it in the sewer. So we all lived in the sewer, and all I saw was a Coke can. So I thought a condom was a Coke can.
Oh, geez. I hope you never tried that theory out.
And I was like, for years, I was like, how do you use that? Oh my God. It's like so stupid. It's embarrassing how naive I was. But so I'm at my friend's house, and her cousin's visiting for the summer, and she was gorgeous. Her name was Heidi. And she just happened to have a summer romance with this guy. I think his name was Sean, and he was like ridiculously handsome.
And you were into Sean, not the cousin.
The football, quarterback, and we all know that, right? Blondish hair, like chiseled features. I mean, he was just stunning.
He's probably a dump today.
So we got this crazy plan because we had no idea what sex was, and we were so curious about it, right? And
Is this going into 7 minutes?
And they always talked about it. These, this guy and girl, right? And so we said, let's sneak into her room and we'll hide. And so when they come in, we'll see if something happens, right? So my friend,
between the two of them.
Yeah, so my friend hid in the closet.
You little pervert.
I know. My friend hid in the closet, and I pulled the bottom mattress out. So I tucked myself between the wall and the bottom mattress, and I put the top mattress over me, like to hide myself. And so we thought they would come into the room like maybe 10, 15 minutes later. Well, it's like a good 20, 25 minutes. They still were in the room. I was getting like more and more panicked because, the mattress on top of me, right?
Yeah.
And this cramped space.
But you still really wanted to see.
They come into the room. And I'm like, my heart's racing. And they get on the bed and things start to get kind of crazy, right? Use your imagination. And at that point, it was probably a good 40, 45 minutes.
Open up like a Mountain Dew and you're like, this is it.
Oh, there's the condoms. No, it's worse.
Oh, God.
So I start to hyperventilate, and he thinks it's her hyperventilating, and then
so he's like, I'm doing good here,
and then all of a sudden, like,
you start going,
because of the activity, the top mattress is like edging over, and he put his hand on my face. And then like flipped out. Oh yeah. So I was relieved. I didn't mind being caught because I was like, I can breathe now, because not only was it under the top mattress, but they were on top of the mattress. So it was kind of suffocating me, and I was panicking. I didn't want to make a scene. And then
someone else in that room is telling this story to a therapist right now. I guarantee you.
So he took me by the back of my shirt and like flung me out into the hallway. And then I heard my friend in the closet kind of snickering, and he opened the closet, and there happened to be a laundry chute in there, and he like shoved her into the laundry chute, and she ended up in the basement.
Oh gosh. Okay though, no problems there.
No. So that was like my humorous claustrophobia, where I kind of laugh about it, but still never really understood what sex was until like, I don't know, a couple years later. But
doesn't involve tin cans.
It didn't involve Sean either, to be honest with you. But
well, there you go. There's a fix for your closet problem. Just always get trapped in a closet that has a laundry chute in it.
Yeah, I never even heard of a laundry chute until.
We had one growing up.
You did?
Yeah, we couldn't fit down it. My dad made it that way because was.
So,
Yeah.
okay. How would you put like bedspreads down there and stuff?
You just had to like kind of bundle them up and feed it through.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it was a floor down. I don't know why we had it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like this one had like a couple of turns and it was kind of fun.
It went into the funeral home basement.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did it dump out into the embalming tanks?
Just dumped the bodies down there.
God. Well, what's interesting is that somebody left a message on our Facebook page that she had worked at one of those homes where they you support people with like developmental
Group home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an old funeral parlor, and they actually had an embalming tank in the basement.
See?
I was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't make
It
this
was
shit up. It was my life for most of
It was crazy. But other times I feel claustrophobic. And I mentioned to you that there are other things that make me anxious that are very closely related. Like I get anxious in big crowds. Part of that is claustrophobia because you're trapped.
They say it's related.
You're trapped and you can't like move out of the crowd, right? So
I actually find like closed spaces comforting.
Really?
Yeah. So I really like being in a bed with like super heavy blankets where I like can't move. I love that feeling.
That's okay. I have no problem with that at all.
I love that. Like when I would love a bed to be tucked around me where I can't move my arms and legs. It's super comforting to me. In college, I played this game called the Best Friend Game that I invented. Did I ever tell you about this?
You invented it? Oh
I did invent it. So it's called Best Friend Game. And what you do is you're with like a group of all of your friends, and then you just ghost away from the good time that everybody's having and you hide somewhere. So I would always hide underneath my bed, and I would, of course, bring a drink. But I would just sit under there, and then I would wait for one of them to realize I was missing and come look for me. And whoever comes look for me, best friend.
I would hate that game because I'm telling you right now, it'd probably be 4 or 5 days later before someone came to look for me.
Sometimes it would take a good hour, and then I would usually try to get that person to join me in Best Friend Game so that we would just see who else would look for us.
Well, I will say...
I think I have a picture of me playing Best Friend Game somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to post that. I will say that we were in Vermont last weekend, right? And,
yeah. Well,
last weekend?
A couple weekends ago.
Okay, yeah, first week of June. And I did kind of like disappear for a while. I was on the phone. Maybe you're doing some work, and you did ask where I was.
I did, and I actually went looking for you,
I
found you.
You did.
And you were not in a closet.
I was not.
You were looking real strange at a Coke can, though.
Oh my God, yeah. How does that work? Oh my God, David. Oh, you're so stupid. How did I survive high school? I mean, honestly. But so another quick story. Years ago, for my 30th birthday, Pete decided to surprise me. This is why I'm surprised that Pete and I have lasted for 23 years, because he gets a kick out of like scaring the shit out of me. So he said, I would like to surprise you for your birthday. Great. So we drive to New Hampshire.
I'm looking something up while you
we
say
go,
this.
yeah,
This
please.
reminded me of a
We
story.
go to Nashville, New Hampshire at the airport. And so we arrive at the airport. I go, oh God, I already get amped up about flying and stuff. And his best friend at the time was a very, very, very experienced and still is aerobatic pilot.
Oh, yeah.
And competes worldwide.
I've done that, yeah.
And the plane that he was using at the time was a front and back seat. So the pilot sat in front and the passenger sits in back. And similar to the two-door car, there's no door to the back of the plane. I actually had to climb over the pilot seat to get into the back.
Oh.
And so already I'm like, there's no way out. If the plane's going down or something, I have no way. I had a parachute on. There's no way to get out of the plane. And I couldn't enjoy myself because I was worried more about the claustrophobic backseat than I was about tumbling to the air, right?
About the back seat.
I ended up passing out on the first event, like a loop or whatever. I passed out.
Really?
Yeah, and he cut the whole thing off and like landed and said, yeah, it's not, if you're passing out, you probably shouldn't be in the plane.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, it's a weird feeling. Probably those times where I feel restricted and feel claustrophobic are the times when I feel more likely to sort of fall into a panic attack.
When you're enclosed.
My hands get sweaty. I get like I start to get like really like anxious about everything and around me. It's the most bizarre feeling.
So what this reminded me of, and I do remember it. It was from 2015. Where this woman in China got caught between the two buildings.
Oh no!
Did you ever see this?
No, never.
So she was trying to walk between two buildings. Actually, something fell between the walls between the two buildings, and it was a narrow gap. So she tried to get in there and get them, and she got stuck. And she was calling out for people for hours, and I don't want to be mean to the Chinese, but they just assumed she was a ghost.
What?
Yeah, because she was yelling like, help, help.
So
And
just ignore the
people in
ghost.
the buildings thought she was a ghost. So she was stuck down there for almost 2 full days.
What?
Yeah, she was. And so people finally recognized it was a real person and not, like a real articulate ghost.
Oh my God.
And they had to rescue her. But as I was Googling to find that story, this has happened so many times. There was one that just happened in March where a guy tried to jump between 2 buildings and fell between them and got lodged.
No. Well, so if you recall, it was a huge national story when the baby fell down the pipe.
Well, Baby in the Well, Baby Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
It's not a pipe, it's a well.
Whatever, same thing.
I was really mad about that story.
Why?
Because when I was
this
is so selfish.
Did you write a letter to the editor?
I really got mad because I used to love the TV show Rags to Riches. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Annie meets Glee.
Yeah.
I was all about that shit.
Okay.
And my parents made me go to some event and I recorded it and I came home and it was a very dramatic episode.
No, but they
and
had
it was
the breaking
interrupted
news.
because they rescued Baby Jessica.
Kevin, that's so self-centered. Oh my God.
I'm still really upset about it. I had to go and buy that shitty show on DVD just so I knew how it ended.
Well, the whole point of me mentioning that is that can you imagine being stuck in that little confined area? No way. Oh,
she was a baby. She
apart from
doesn't care.
elevators, the other most common from my research, limited research, but the other instance or situation in which people get triggered around claustrophobia is in the MRI machine.
Oh yeah, my mom has a real hard time. But can I just put a pin in that?
How many pins are you gonna put in that?
A lot of pins.
Okay.
Baby Jessica posed for Playboy later on in life.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You got to hold on to those moments of fame. Like that's a little gross, right?
From the well to well, hello.
If they didn't put that, it was a missed opportunity. You thought of that on a dime. I'm proud of you.
How old is she now?
I mean, that was in the 80s. I don't know. I'll look it up.
It was? Oh my God.
But you tell me about the
Time is flying
MRIs.
by.
Do you have statistics about this?
Well, it's nothing positive to say about it. So I was like,
Valium.
Googling, can you die from a panic attack or from claustrophobia? And the first story that popped up was a gentleman who was talking about his wife died while she was getting an MRI because she had such a panic attack and she couldn't breathe and she died.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can die from a severe panic attack. But they do have open MRIs.
Do you die?
now.
What kills you? Is it a heart attack or is it that you can't breathe? What kills you?
It's probably a heart attack. Yeah,
It has to be.
You can't really stop yourself.
We
to
talked
breathe.
about that. Yeah,
your brain will force you to breathe.
Well, here's what I do. Well, oh my God. It's similar to what we've talked about before, right? You try to fixate your focus on something in front of you, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then breathe deeply.
Think about dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs
For me.
The Golden Girls for me. And you realize it's going to be okay, right? I can say that when it's temporary. So if you are, if you're in an elevator or MRI machine, there's an endpoint, right? But I do get really panicked when I feel that I don't have control over the endpoint. Mm-hmm. So if someone's smothering me, if you're wrestling with some friends and you're on the bottom of the pile, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
On the bottom of the pile and you can't breathe and you can't get them off of you. There's no endpoint. That's when I start to really get panicked about it.
That's how one of the characters died in Glee. Not Glee.
Glee. Oh my God.
Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say which character because then I would spoil it.
You know how I feel about that show.
No. Do we?
I'm not sure if I should say this.
I love that show, but it's too many boobs for Jesse.
The creator, who's also the center character.
Genji Kohan. Oh, yes. I know you have a history with Piper.
Went to the same... So they didn't go to my school. We went to college in the same town.
Mm-hmm.
And
she was not nice to you.
I just don't have a very positive perception of her.
I actually feel like most people don't like the main character anymore, who she's based on. But it's so loosely based on her. She did write a good book. The book is nothing like the show. Yeah. Sorry. That's weird. Baby Jessica is 31 today.
Holy crap. Oh, God, I'm getting old, Kevin.
Yeah,
Time is flying by.
She's not that cute anymore. We look better.
Kevin.
She's not. I'm sorry.
Well, she was stuck in a well for a year?
Yeah, the years have not treated her well.
How long was she in the well for?
Boom. No? Nothing?
How long was she in the well for?
You're not going to acknowledge my joke?
I got that. I didn't get a big shout out with my well, hello.
Oh, yeah, I did. I said if it was a missed opportunity.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh,
forgot you needed more attention than I do.
I do. Oh, God. I don't know why I just thought about this with the whole Jessica in the well, but never when the Cuban miners got trapped.
I won't even watch that movie.
No.
Mm-mm.
I can't even fathom. Well, we're going to Alaska in a couple of months, and we're doing that ice. What's it called?
You were rappelling into ice caves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like global warming. What happens if the ice caves cave in while we're down there?
Because I will have so much flop sweat that I will melt them all
Oh my
around.
God.
All right, let's make a list of things you should avoid if you're claustrophobic, right?
Elevators.
You can use the stairs.
Well, take the stairs. Yeah.
Take the stairs. It'll also
Coffins.
help with your physical fitness. Avoid coffins. Caves.
Discard refrigerators.
Yes, there's a very special episode of Punky Brewster about that.
Tree forts.
Although you cannot get trapped in a refrigerator anymore. Not since like 1986.
Oh, they changed the locking mechanism.
It's magnetic now instead of suction based. So
it's a whole thing.
You can get out of it.
Yeah,
I know about this.
Yeah. I used to get claustrophobic in my tree fort when I was a kid.
Really?
It was so tiny.
I love a good treehouse. Avoid hiding to learn about sex under mattresses.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Probably not
sleeping
play
bags.
hide and seek. What? Sleeping bags. Yep. Avoid straitjackets.
Yep.
Tickle fights.
Tickle fights is absolutely no.
Avoid being smothered.
Well,
by the Smothers Brothers.
Yeah. Back seats of two-door cars.
That one's ridiculous.
It's not, Kevin. There's no way out. You are trapped.
The window. Oh, if it doesn't have a window that goes down?
Okay.
You're talking like a real close
There's
one.
probably data on this. You're probably more likely to die in that back seat because there's no way out.
Well, I mean...
You have to crawl over the person in front of you.
Okay, avoid back seats of cars.
Oh, God.
Just ride on the roof. It's super free up there.
What else would be... Oh.
What?
I got one, too.
Magic tricks.
Nope.
Avoid magic tricks where you have to, like...
Don't go in the hat.
You have to be in a trunk.
Oh, well,
don't go in the hat as well.
Why would you ever do that? Like, getting locked up in a water tank or something?
I want to be in an elaborate magic trick real bad.
Kevin, oh my gosh. Six Flags, like 5-6 years ago, I was on a ride where they have the metal bar that goes over your shoulders to kind of lock you in. It was like so tight that before the ride even started, I was almost crying. I was so scared because I felt so confined.
That's a good thing. It's safety.
No, put a seatbelt around my waist. I don't want that stupid shoulder harm. They do that, I think, to scare you as part of the whole experience.
All right. Would you go in one of those money machines where you're in the tube and the money flies around?
Well, what's the denomination of the bills?
Ones.
No.
Fives.
No.
Tens.
No.
20s.
I would contemplate it.
All right. So avoid less than $20 money tubes.
I mean, I would go in with 50s and 100s for sure, but not. I mean, 20s. I would have to be a little tipsy.
All right. I'm trying to think what else. Avoid the chocolate river from Willy Wonka.
Photo booths.
Photo booths have a fucking curtain.
But still claustrophobic.
It's not.
Dressing rooms.
No.
Yeah.
Do you like a dressing room that you can, like, people can peek under the door, or do you like it to be completely closed?
This is the most bizarre answer, but like I've thought about this actually a couple times.
Okay, me too.
If it's in the men's section where only men are in the dressing room, I love it.
You love what one?
Having like people be able to see your feet and shit. You know?
Okay.
If it's like
why do you love it?
Because it's kind of like voyeuristic, you know.
Okay.
But if it's like co-ed, then I like a private room. It's weird. I don't know. Is that weird?
You know,
is that wrong?
I dress and undress so quickly in dressing rooms, not because I'm concerned someone's going to see me. I'm always worried I'm taking too much time, and I'm worried they think that I'm stealing.
Or masturbating.
No.
What are you doing? The curtain's shaking. What are you doing there, Kevin?
Done that there. Oh, God, you're
sorry.
Sick fuck.
Well, I was trying to relax myself.
No, but I take off my pants real quick in a dressing room and put on the
I know.
and put on the other one super quick because I'm like, I don't want them to think. I don't know. I've never shoplifted in my life. I always think that people think I'm going to be doing something wrong.
So my experience in the changing room is I bring like 15,000 articles of clothing to try on at one time.
That fucking number of like how many you got in there?
You go to some places you can just bring as many as you want.
I know, but some places give you like a number. Like, look at this guy; he's got 8 items.
Oh, sir, you can't bring your packaged underwear in there. You can't bring socks in there. You can't bring outerwear in there. It's like, what can I try on?
You're trying on underwear?
No, but you have all your shit. You know, he's gonna bring it in anyways. You know, but you can't bring it in. Ugh, it drives me nuts.
I follow the rules, David.
I could never have that job. I'd be like so bitchy.
You'd always be peeking under the door.
Yeah, of course. Cameras.
Have one of those dental mirrors on a stick.
Can they put cameras in dressing rooms?
No, that's
illegal. Well, they say, you know, I've seen a lot of like warning things, you know, or not an advertisement, but a warning sign in dressing room saying you're being monitored.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
maybe
it's
outside of
not-
the room.
If they can't do that,
Yeah, that has
that'd
to be
a
illegal.
huge liability.
Yeah, that has to be illegal.
I've always wanted to see one of those ink things blow up.
Oh, yeah.
I've literally been like, I should just maybe just trip this past the things to see if it happens.
There was something.
I'm convinced they don't do anything.
Oh no, because I was actually I love going to a clearance rack, and at the clothing store, and like, cause you never know. I mean, you can get, it's kind of hit or miss, but they actually had a pair of jeans that looked like the ink thing had exploded, and they were selling it for like $1. You know, see if somebody bought them, but so they do explode.
Okay. Someone
I've seen it more
right
with
in
money.
your story.
I've seen it more with money. First of all, I don't know
Wait,
why.
what did you say?
Let me back up. I've seen the ink thing more around like if you're stealing money from a bank, they put an ink thing in there so it kind of blows up.
Yeah,
when you leave. Why would you put it in merchandise when the merchandise could be ruined?
Yeah, you've lost it either way.
Yeah,
they
it's
stole
kind of
it.
stupid.
That's why I don't think it does anything.
I don't know.
My dad was a detective, and he said when there would be businesses where they'd be concerned of employees stealing things, they had this powder that looked like it was nothing, right? And you would put it on things that you thought the employee was going to steal, and it would literally catch them blue-handed. Because they could say, no, I didn't catch it, but they would dye their skin blue, and it wouldn't come off for like a week.
Oh my God.
We got to get some of that.
Okay, so speaking about, they call it shrinkage, right? When employees steal the shit.
It was like when you go into a pool. And
into a cold pool.
Is that another Seinfeld reference?
No, when employees are stealing merchandise, they call it shrinkage, right? Or maybe it's shrinkage is
No,
even
it is.
for any kind of stealing. But so I worked for a national clothing retailer way back in the day in my early 20s.
Can you say which one?
No, I can't. And they were so obsessed with the possibility of employees stealing merchandise. They had these wacky rules.
Yep.
As an example, you could only carry in, women could only carry purses that were see-through. So they had to have like clear purses.
Which are gross looking.
So security could actually see the contents of their purse. We were not allowed to enter or exit the store through the mall entrance. We had to go out of the mall and then back through the main entrance. It was so bizarre.
I guarantee you that made people want to steal more.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I felt
you
so
treat your
demoralized.
Like criminals, you'll have criminals.
I felt so demoralized and so every day humiliated, and they just treated you like you were going to steal and just waiting for it to happen. I was like, well, this is a horribly toxic environment to work in.
Yep.
Ugh.
Agreed. Listen up here, employees.
And I have never shopped at stores. I left. I quit. I've never shopped there again.
Treat your employees like criminals, and they will act like such.
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I was a pharmacist for a national chain, and I could bring in bottles of water, and I had to have a sticker put on it, and an employee had to sign that I brought it from home.
What?
It's like, first of all, you think I'd steal a 39-cent bottle of water? Come on. Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, this is so demoralizing that you would assume that I have the capability to do that.
It's crazy.
I voiced my concern all the time, but then they were probably like, well, that just means you're a shoplifter.
That actually so I was thinking about this today, not as a potential topic, but it just kind of came up. Like when somebody, you hear about people who are accused of crimes when they're innocent, and the torture they must go through and the mental anguish they must go through. That really, that would be, I can't think of something, that would be so bad if somebody accused you of stealing, let's say, when you weren't stealing. Or
what about murder?
Oh God, no.
You get accused of murder and you're sitting in jail and not. I mean, how are you not?
And I'm sorry, the whole DNA thing is complete bullshit because, it's a very mobile society. My DNA
is everywhere.
Every hotel room on this side of the country for sure. But I mean, you're at a store.
This isn't. We need to put a pin in that because that is actually a topic of mine for later discussion.
So I mean, my DNA is going to show up in some fucking murder scene at some point.
False accusation of murder. It's coming up. Trust me.
Okay.
Yep. I have it on my list of things I want to do.
I haven't even honestly haven't even chipped off of my list. I mean, we have maybe 5-6 episodes each person, right? So I've had 5.
I worried about this at the beginning. We're going to run out of phobias.
No,
and the more we did the show,
70.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm a lot to deal with.
And then the emails come in and it triggers more thoughts about things I hadn't even thought about. I was like, we got one today, right? I was like, oh my God.
We should have shirts made that says I'm a lot to deal with, but I promise I'm worth it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about us.
We need to beef up our merchandise page, Kevin.
I know. I'm going to try to get some terrifyingly beautiful shirts made. If there's any fun quotes or something that you guys like from the show that you think would be fun on a coffee cup or what else do you put things on?
A bib.
A tote bag. A bib.
Oven mitts. We talked about that in one of the earlier episodes.
We'll put some stuff on antibacterial gel and whatever you want. I don't know.
Okay.
Make it happen. Let us know what you want and we'll try to put that out in the universe for you.
Why not?
We'll take your money.
We went from claustrophobia to like shrinkage.
Mm-hmm. That's our usual.
We're back into our pattern.
That's our
I love
usual
it.
MO.
Hard left turn.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I guess.
So I do you need me to just say something nice about claustrophobia?
Well, didn't I early on say something about an elevator? You had a story you wanted to share about an elevator.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So I was in the State House in Albany and got on the elevator, and there was 4 of us in the elevator, and it was fine. And we were going down like 3 floors. Well, the next door opens, and literally like 20 people pile in. We got to the point where someone had to step off because the alarm went off for the wait.
Oh,
like it was that packed
I've
in.
never had that happen.
And so everyone's in there, and you can tell everyone's uncomfortable. And I said, hope no one's claustrophobic, just trying to break the tension. And this lovely black lady next to me was just like, she goes, I am so uncomfortable right now. I'm so terribly claustrophobic.
No.
I said, well, we
Poor
only have to
thing.
go 3 floors. She goes, I don't even know if I can go 1. I said, if you start to freak out, I'll put you on my shoulders. And she was like, really? I said, look how much space is up above us. You'll be fine. And she goes, okay. And I actually think I helped her out.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I was
never
ready
thought about that.
I was ready to like get her on my shoulders and hoist her up.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think I made a friend for life there.
Oh.
She got off in the elevator and she turned around and she said, thank you so much.
Was she wearing a skirt? That'd be kind of uncomfortable.
She
and weird.
was.
Oh
actually.
God.
And I thought about that and I was like, I don't really want a strange vagina rubbing up against my nice suit.
Well, even a friendly one or
Yeah,
a known
just in
one.
general.
I mean,
But I felt like I helped her. I like recognized she was one of us.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
But think about it. There's a ton of space up there in an elevator.
Oh, so unlike my friends, so we were at a Dave Matthews concert and I
First
got claustrophobic because I was like really close to the stage. It was like 1 million people.
Yeah.
And I got instantly overcome by a panic attack and I fell into the mud. You would have thought that my friends would say, oh my God, David's down on the ground. Nope. So everybody kept watching the concert, and one of my friends just held a cold beer can to my forehead, but still watching the concert. So like, not even looking down. All I saw for the rest of the evening were like a bunch of kneecaps because I was like in the mud. Ugh. And I could not breathe, and I was like, whoa, bad. Yep.
Yeah. So if you're claustrophobic, don't go to Dave Matthews
or any concert.
No, you should go to concert.
But like do like a VIP package where you can get like some kind of box seat or something.
Afford that.
Either
but if
can
you
I.
can do that.
Either can I, but it's worth it.
Just watch it on YouTube now, Christ.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So if you are claustrophobic, it is a very difficult thing to get around, right? Because those spaces are not going to get any larger. But recognize, just don't put yourself into situations where you're going to be in enclosed spaces.
I almost forgot to mention this. So in my research, I was typing in like, cures for claustrophobia or treatments, and this thing called EFT came up. And I'd never heard before.
Okay.
And so it was emotional freedom technologies or emotional freedom something.
This sounds hippy-dippy.
It is the emotional version of acupressure or acupuncture.
Are we rubbing hokus again?
Yeah, you kind of have to rub. Apparently you have these like emotional meridians in your body, and you gotta locate them. And you kind of have to rub them, and it's supposed to like alleviate some of these fears around restriction and claustrophobia. They said it works beautifully.
Yeah. If someone's rubbing my equator and I'm trapped in a trunk, I might be a little calmer too.
Well, I kind of hope my emotional modalities or meridians are kind of like below the belt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. I think all that shit's bullshit. I really do.
Oh, come on. There's a rich history, particularly around like, Asian methodologies around this for thousands of years, Kevin, around.
That doesn't mean it's right.
Come on.
It doesn't mean there's a rich tradition of Santa Claus, and that's not real either.
But it brings a lot of joy to people.
Oh, fine. Then just go rub yourselves in closed spaces, everyone.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I just don't believe in that.
I've never heard it before at all.
Science has never proven any of that, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Unless someone's got
to
study.
I wish I had was paying attention to the website because I'm not sure where I actually got that from, but...
you can look it up after this. We don't need it right now.
Yeah, okay. All right, well...
Yeah, you can listen to this podcast in as many wide open spaces as you want. And people go, what you listening to? You go, oh, Terrifyingly Beautiful. Just yell it out there.
Just yell it out, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in a trunk, yell it loud so people can hear it.
Well, now, much like the refrigerators, that you can't get locked down, trunks now have a release button.
Yeah,
so...
my new car came with a real fun graphic of someone like freeing themselves from a trapped trunk. I should pull that out. and take a
Really?
picture
Oh
of it.
God! You and I had talked about going to. I've never been to a drive-in theater, right? And
You were
the,
going.
the old cliche.
Mhm.
Everybody piles in the trunks. You only pay for one person, and
Yeah.
19 people jump out. I'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way. I'll pay the $5 or $6 for a ticket for the movie. That's being in your trunk of your car."
I would ride in the trunk of a car in a second.
Well, now we all SUVs. There's no trunks
It's the
anymore.
same price no matter how many people
Yeah.
you have nowadays. And there's 2 drive-ins left in the country.
Well, one's down the street from us.
Yeah. It used to be a porn drive-in.
You can see it from the street.
I know. My dad said they used to sit on the hill and watch it when they were kids.
Well, the sign is
The sign is shaped like a penis.
penis. Yeah, I did notice that.
It's
I go,
still
"That's
the
weird."
same thing. It's still shaped like that.
I don't know. What's a weird thing for a drive-in? All these cars.
People in the
people getting
70s were
off
sick.
in their cars.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, I guess do it there instead of public.
I know, but I don't know. I mean,
We're
I don't want to
getting
have
too long.
I don't want to have a conversation about pornography, but isn't it a private thing? You don't
Yeah.
want to see it on a 40 by 40 screen.
Paul Rubens doesn't think it's a private thing.
Paul
Pee Wee
Rubens? Oh well.
yeah, remember he got busted?
Didn't Paul Poundstone do something similar to that, or no? Maybe get that up.
No, I don't think that's what happened. That's hers.
Okay.
Someone's with kids.
Oh God, sorry.
There was another celebrity though who was arrested for
Well, he
porn stuff.
porn stuff.
Porn in a theater. Oh,
He's dead though.
no, the guy who he was
George
in all
Michael.
the Christopher. No, that was in
Oh, a
a park.
Okay.
This guy was in all the Christopher Guest movies. Fred Willard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he got
God.
arrested for that too.
Oh.
I hope that's right. Fred Willard.
I always feel bad. I mean, I don't know. I just hate to jump to conclusions, and there's always another side of the story, and so
yeah,
I
and
try
if you're a
to give
celebrity,
people
you
the
get
benefit of the doubt.
way more scrutiny than anybody else.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get too famous from this, David.
God,
'cause
how do we get oh God, then we can't watch porn anymore?
I know.
Oh shit.
At least not in public.
Well, with my Wi-Fi issues,
You know where you have to watch it? In a closed space.
No. Actually,
Don't.
it would lift my spirits.
There you go.
probably.
If you are trapped in a place, make sure you have good cell
Just play
reception
porn.
and just play porn. I brought it full circle.
Oh my God, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, and baby Jessica's probably in a porn somewhere.
Stop.
Probably.
Just because she posts nude in a magazine doesn't mean she's doing porn, Kevin.
I mean, it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. But
Yeah.
I mean, let's not jump into conclusions. But
Don't-
all right,
Brought it full
hard
circle.
left turn again.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, and
Tell 5 friends,
10 friends.
and then they can tell 10 more friends.
No, we need 10.
It's a pyramid scheme.
It's like was it Amway?
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 Agway is something different. I don't know what that is.
What's Agway? Oh, Agway is like a lawn service, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know. So, again, thanks for listening. And if you have time, please go to iTunes and give us a shout out.
Yeah, we haven't gotten many lately. What
I
the
know.
fuck,
I check
people?
every day. I should stop doing that. It's actually creating anxiety going to iTunes every day. I'm going to let it go. I have a trust that people love us and they'll listen to us. And when they're ready, they'll go there.
Fuck that. No, if you like us, rate and review us on iTunes. It takes 2 seconds out of your day. We're doing this for free for
I
you.
timed it. It's about a minute.
A minute? It
Yeah.
takes a minute out of your day.
Yeah.
Do it. You've got a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't play that level of Candy Crush and rate and review us on
But
iTunes.
I sound so desperate when we say that.
No, you
but
don't.
But
We're
it would
providing
help
free
us out.
entertainment. It's kind of entertainment. They're
Kind
listening
of.
to us bitch about fight. All right.
Exactly. All right. Well, don't forget, life is crazy.
But you don't have to be.
We love you. Talk to you later.
You love them?
I love my listeners.
I like them.
Kevin.
I'm not in love with them yet. It's only episode 12.
It's been 8 weeks.
I know. I can't fall in love that quickly.
First of all, you and Jesse fell in love within 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's all. I've given all the love I have.
Oh my God. Be nice.
I'll try.
All right. Bye.
That went long. It was funny.
That was fine.
It went so many